We're here. It's you and me, babe. And Sammy. Hi, buddy. What's up, you whimsical baddies, and welcome back to my channel. May was absolutely insane, so I feel like I haven't seen you all in forever. May was insane. It was my birthday month. She's a Taurus cusp Gemini queen, okay? I've just been hella busy. But aside from it being my birthday month, May is like one of my favorite times of year because it is the start of Ren Fair season on the East Coast-ish. And a fair that's pretty close to me, it's about an hour and a half away, the New Jersey Renaissance Faire opens in May. So the last couple of years I've made a habit out of going for my birthday, which is really fun. I have to show you guys some of this freaking footage because this year my friends and I rented a party bus to go to the Renaissance Faire. Because you know what? YOLO. If you've got to pay for transit to go an hour and a half, you might as well party bus. We had a great time. It was like a super rainy, muddy day, but we knew it was gonna be, so we came prepared. And everybody just like came down to clown. The fits were so good. And I'm honestly just really lucky that I have enough people in my life who want to get dressed up in costume and get on a party bus with me on a Sunday, you know? We saw a bunch of shows and we shopped, which are my top two things that I love to do at fair. It was super drizzly. We brought ponchos, umbrellas, waterproof shoes. We were prepared. This is also a life hack to have a party bus because then it stays there the whole time, so you can like store extra pairs of shoes or extra changes of clothes. On top of being an excellent birthday, it was also excellent rainy day vibes. I stopped in to see my friend Victoria Griffin's song and Dr. Gus. They have amazing wares. I'm always just like, take all of my money. My friend Laura bought an incredibly ornate pirate hat. So incredible. Also, it was a pretty big group, so we did split off into smaller groups throughout the day, which I think is really necessary. You know, it's kind of like going to Disney or going to a theme park. I want to make sure that everybody sees and does the things that they want to see and do. But we did all come together to watch the Jacques the Whipper show. If you know, you know. It's a can't miss. So we did all sit together on the bleachers for that, which was really fun. So we had the best time. I love the Renaissance Faire for so many reasons. Shout out if you're a Renaissance Faire lover too. It's one of the easiest ways to harness whimsy. So I grew up going in Kansas City with my family, and then I took like a really long break where I kind of forgot that they existed. And then upon making content again, remembered, and now I'm fully addicted. I go to several every single year. I've been to Renaissance Fairs across the country. I love, love, love dressing up for them. So we went to the Renaissance Fair for my birthday. The thing about doing that with a party bus is we really had to control our time and be really, really careful because the party bus you rent by the hour. So if you happen to hit traffic and you're in traffic and your time is up, you are then paying overtime. So we didn't want that to happen, which meant that we just cut time at the fair a little bit short. And for me, there's never enough time at the Renaissance Fair, like truly never. But it was kind of just a day about like being together, and I had a lot of friends who had actually never been to a Renaissance Fair, so I really wanted to show them around. We got to see Jacques the Whipper, which was, he's so good. However, if you know me, you know that my satisfaction was not quenched. Is that even a thing? Satisfaction, quenching satisfaction? Sure. So I decided the next week to return to the Renaissance Fair, but this time by myself, which this will be the first time I've gone to the Renaissance Fair by myself. So I went back to the New Jersey Renaissance Fair the next weekend. Now, so many things that I learned. I got there via public transit. I took the Amtrak from Moynihan Train Hall near Madison Square Garden to Trenton, New Jersey, and then I just took a quick like 20-25 minute Uber from there. I also scheduled my Uber to pick me up at the end of the day because the New Jersey Ren Fair is like out in rural New Jersey, and so I would imagine it would be pretty hard to get a car out there. So I did schedule that, and I was really, really grateful that I did. Everything worked super smoothly with transit. Typically, I go with friends who drive to the Ren Fair, so you can leave your stuff in the car, you change in the parking lot, all that stuff. In this case, whatever I took with me to the Ren Fair, I was gonna be traveling with. So I made sure to lay my outfit out the night before. I basically just packed like my corset and things that I didn't want to sit on the train in. That kind of resulted in me still wearing like half a costume to the train. I live in New York City. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We've seen it all. We've seen it all. So no one even like had a second glance at me in my fabulous hat from Sunny Fox Apothecary. Nobody even cared, but that worked really well for me. I also had the benefit of knowing that I have a friend, Victoria Griffin's song, who works at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. She has a booth there. And so I knew that I could stash my kind of bigger bag for the day. If I didn't have that option, I probably would have made a different choice, but I got lucky. The train ride wasn't going to be very long. It was actually only like 45 minutes. So I knew I wouldn't have a bunch of time to do my makeup, and I didn't want to take all of my makeup with me. So I got up super early, which I really like to do on fair day. I'm just kind of used to it. I did my hair and makeup, took Sammy out, and then I went down to the train station. One of my biggest joys in life is creating like maximum efficiency in a scenario. So if I'm on my way somewhere, it is one of my greatest joys to time that exchange to happen like as I'm walking up to the place. If it says, oh, it'll be ready in 5 to 8 minutes, I order it like 8 minutes ahead of time and then they're ready at the same time. It's very, very satisfying. So that's what I attempted to do, but your girl is not a morning person. So when I arrived at Moynihan Train Hall, I approached the Starbucks. They were super, super busy. So like, no worries, I'm chilling. And then I realized. Okay, friends, I made it to the Amtrak station, which a moment for her. She's gorgeous. I'm gonna pick up my Starbucks and then I've realized that I totally forgot to bring a lip color. And because I'm a perfectionist, I'm gonna go buy one before we get on the train. Okay, I secured the goods. Fun fact, I actually placed my order. I thought I was being so efficient. I placed my order at the wrong Starbucks, but the attendants at this Starbucks were kind enough to make it for me, so that was really nice. Shout out to the Moynihan train station Starbucks employees. So now I'm gonna try to go grab a lip color. My train leaves in like 12 minutes. We can do it. Bingo. These are the Maybelline Superstay Matte Inks. I have like 20 more in my drawer, okay? It is my favorite lip product of all time. It is my favorite for events. I put it on one time in the morning and I never have to touch it up. Literally never. It's insane. I love the color. I love the pigment. I love this product. And it seems like everybody else does too, because there was not a single one in stock at this Walgreens. I ran to the train. It was a pretty full train, so I picked a seat and was off to Trenton, New Jersey. It was super easy to find a lift from the transit station out to New Jersey Renaissance Faire. Once I arrived, I did maintain the tradition of getting ready in the parking lot. I honestly just like hid behind somebody else's car who was already in the fair. So shout out if you had like a Jeep parked close to the gate, because I probably stood behind your car with my tripod. And now the disrobing begins. I posted this getting ready with me video about going to a fair by yourself. What kills me is like so many of the comments are like, if you're there alone, then who's filming you? I'm like, who's filming me right now, you asshat? It's a tripod, you donut. Anyway. So random, like gotcha. Like people think I'm like, oh crap, I had a camera person with me the whole time. So I did get ready. I was really excited to style my silly little guy capelet from Lady Epi. That was one of the pieces I was really stoked to wear that day. And it wasn't like terribly hot. It was very sunny, but it didn't get too warm. It was actually a gorgeous day. It stayed around like 71, 72 degrees Fahrenheit for the whole day. Breezy. I mean, just like, I was so glad I was there. The New Jersey Renaissance Faire did comp my ticket. It was very, very kind of them. I told them I wanted to come check their fair out. So really cool. And then I just ventured in by myself. And I have so many, I've been like marinating on this of like what it is to go to a fair by yourself. Is that vulnerable? There are some people who are really used to going to things by themselves. There are some people who aren't. For me, there are certain things I'm super confident doing alone. And then there are things that I just never have done alone. And the fair is totally one of them. So I didn't really know how it was gonna go, but I am an introvert and I live by myself. So I'm really used to making my own decisions, running my own agenda. So I knew I would kind of like it. I really loved being able to choose what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it. If I wasn't enjoying a show, I didn't have to check with anybody. If I didn't want to stay for a whole show because I wanted to catch something else, I didn't have to stay. I didn't have to consult anybody. If I was hungry, I ate. If I wanted to drink, I drank. It sounds so simple and so like duh, but it was really nice to just be able to like kind of just say yes to myself all day long, you know? I always love seeing a bunch of the shows at Renaissance Fair. My home fair is the New York Ren Fair, and they are known for their performances. Just all the shows are very good. At New Jersey, I spent a lot of time shopping. I think the vendor layout is so great. I met so many awesome people. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't make as many friends as I thought I was going to. I kind of thought if I went by myself, I'd be able to like, maybe not like join up with a group, but just like make friends or make conversation. And that didn't really happen, but I probably could have sought it out more as well. They do have so many animals at the New Jersey Ren Fair. There's like horses and goats and ducks and kittens and dogs. I mean, there were so many animals. So that was really cool. I sat and watched the joust and got a wicked sunburn, but it was worth it. I also, and this is a me thing, I just like stopped and made content whenever I wanted to. And that is something that sometimes I get embarrassed, or I don't want to like slow people down, or I don't want to force people to be in videos or in photos if they don't want to be. And so that was also something that was really good for me to just like stop and film or stop and take a picture. and not worry about anybody that I'm with, you know, affecting their time or their experience. So that was great. I got some really fun footage of my outfit. I got so many compliments on my outfit. I felt so cute. I bought ears that looked so stinking cute on me. I was a little worried about like how they would sit with the hat, but they ended up looking so stinking cute. I can't wait to wear them again. Oh, I had a whole moment at the fair once I realized I was sunburned where I just went and sat under a tree and like laid in the grass for 30-45 minutes. This is the part of the day where I realized that I didn't put sunblock on my chest. Yeah, she's Irish, babe. This happens. I feel like this is a rite of passage for my first Ren Fair of the year. You know what I mean? I never would have done that if I was with people. I would have just like, you know, kept it moving. So it was a really nicely paced day. I will say that because I was by myself, I was very efficient and therefore felt like I had seen and done everything I needed to see and do earlier in the day. But because I had scheduled that Uber, like I told you, I needed to stay until the end of fair, which if I do it again next year, I will definitely like set an earlier pickup time because I just didn't need, I was sunburned, I was ready to go, but it's okay. We made the best of it. I ended up going back to Victoria's tent and she and I did a little mini photo shoot together with some of my extra time, and I just kind of stayed out of the sun and stayed hydrated for the last part of the day. And then I kind of got unready the same way that I got ready in the parking lot. I got unready, you know, met my lift that I had scheduled and went back to the train station. I had about an hour at the train station to kill and then just waited for the train and then came back home. So it was really a lovely day and really good just like for my heart. I think my big birthday group was so fun and I wouldn't have traded it for anything. I loved both experiences and for different reasons. If you haven't been to a Renaissance fair, they are everywhere. Just like Google one that's close to you. They are so fun. You don't have to dress up. You can wear a t-shirt and jeans and nobody will care. But if you are looking for an excuse to dress up, it's a good excuse. So, you know. The fair also kicks off the busiest part of my year for fantasy events, which I'm so excited. I'm going to a fantasy ball next, which you guys will definitely see. That'll be the next video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it, because this content doesn't show up anywhere else. So you're gonna miss it if you're not subscribed here, you understand? And then I have conventions and balls for all of July. So I'm really excited to be busy again and to be out meeting other fantasy lovers and storytellers. I cannot wait. Stay tuned for the fits. Stay subscribed, stay whimsical. Get a strawberry sunrise Alani because they're delicious. Not sponsored, just delightful. So comment below if you've ever been to anything by yourself, if it scared you, if you're super confident about it, if you love going to things by yourself. I've seen all types of responses to the short videos that I posted, so I'd love to know your opinion. But either way, you are whimsical, you are magical, you are brave, and I love you. Cheers. See you in the next one.